Well, firstly, I'm so happy to be in conversation with a woman today that I respect so very deeply, Gwyneth Paltrow. I know that you believe in supporting women. I know you believe it's important that we are all championing one another, but we also share a mutual love for all things beauty and skincare. So this is gonna be great, great fun. I should also say we are joined by very respected medical aesthetics professionals who I know have invaluable insight into these topics and have some questions for you, Gwyneth. Let's talk about how women have supported you and how that system that you've had in place has really led you to where you are today.
I think I'm very, very lucky in that I had and have an amazing group of women around me, starting with my mother, who raised me not to have a competitive spirit with other women, and who is just such a beautiful model for femininity. Then I've had like all the same best friends since I was a little girl. And I've made some really amazing, strong women friends in the last decade.
You've mastered the acting world, beauty, business with Goop. So what are your reasons for being so candid and open about your treatments?
You know, I've just always been that friend that my friends call to say, like, what should I do here? What temperature do I roast a chicken at? You know, where do I get a wax in Paris? Like, I've just always been that girl. So I've always been very open about, you know, what I try, what works for me, what my beauty tips are, what my travel tips are.
The other thing I noticed is that women are in this bind with their partners. If my husband ever found out that I did this, you know, he would divorce me or something like that. So you did talk a little bit about that conflict and owning it, but I just wonder what you would advise my CEOs.
Was it a time it was more that I'm doing it because for my spouse, for my partner, I want to look good for them, I have to look presentable at work, I'm going for a new job. And anymore, it seems like we're seeing more of a shift now that I'm doing this for me. Meaning, I don't really care what other people think anymore. I'm doing this because I want to wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and I want to look and feel my best.
You know, to be a woman and to care for yourself and to be proud of your appearance, or to try to, if it's right for you to want to look beautiful, like, why does that have to undermine your strength as a woman, your intelligence as a woman?
I love that you give a voice to women who want to be authentically themselves and to make a decision for themselves as to whether or not they want to do anything. And you're so kind and generous in giving your voice and sort of helping to raise awareness that Xeomin is available and aesthetic treatments are okay.
I really do believe that women should feel empowered to make whatever choice they want. And, you know, the way that you decide to present yourself in the world is powerful. It's a powerful statement.
I've always wondered what's the pressures that people in the spotlight that maybe you have experienced, or they experience, and the pressures from that. It seems like it'd be the exact opposite. And what's some stuff that you maybe plan on doing with this platform that you have with Xeomin now to maybe help people realize it's okay, girl, we're all doing it?
It probably, you know, sometimes if somebody's not being honest and saying, oh, I've never done anything, and, you know, and they're 56 years old and they look like they're 21, then that might that might make other people feel like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't talk about this, or this is something to be embarrassed about. It's the reason that I wanted to work with Xeomin. Really worked for me.
As a public person like yourself, to be an open book is certainly a choice. We're here today talking about our mutual affinity for Xeomin. I use the treatments for my frown lines, so do you. You're also now the global face of Xeomin. So what went into that decision?
Well, first of all, I really like the product. So I like that it's a uniquely purified anti-wrinkle injection. So that's why I was excited to talk about it, because I think a lot of women think, oh, if I do this, it's making this giant statement and it's gonna change my face and everything. And it's not true. Like, there are ways to be subtle but to really improve the appearance.
I've been in the business about 20 years, and people tend to get overdone in the business. Just as a person that's speaking for Xeomin, what is one of your secrets that you have that you've maintained your youthful look without going over the edge to that point that does look superficial and unrealistic?
I think what I always try to remind myself is to not look imperfection by imperfection, because I think, you know, if people are zeroing in on rectifying every tiny little thing, like, you lose the sum of the parts. And I also really feel like you never want to lose the you in your face, right? That's the beautiful thing that God gave you. So I think I'm always really worried about going too far. That's just me. I have so much respect for doctors and people who spend their lives caring for people. An open-minded doctor who's willing to have a real conversation with you and address your concerns is, you know, whether it be on something, you know, like Xeomin, a doctor that's willing to put the time in to listen generously and have a discussion with you. That's how you cultivate a great relationship, I think, with your doctor. Find a good one who will listen and not belittle you for asking questions.
All of the reasons why people need to consult with amazing professionals like the ones joining us today.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you all. So lovely to meet you all.